let's move right into our next, what do you want to call it? Interview, conversation, fireside chat. I don't have a fireplace anywhere, but that's okay. Look, there she is. Melissa Watras is Director of Product at Trillium Labs, specifically for their Surveyor trade surveillance solution. Melissa, welcome to the Benzinga Global Fintech Awards.
Thank you so much, Spencer. So excited to be here at the awards today, representing Trillium Labs and Surveyor.
So excited to have you. Before we get into the theme of this conversation, which is diversity and how you're making that a focus, just tell us quickly about yourself. I know you spent a long time at Morgan Stanley. Tell us about that and sort of how you ended up here.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Melissa Watras. I am Director of Product here at Surveyor at Trillium Labs. I have 12 years of industry experience. So I started in operations before moving over to compliance. My compliance journey started as a trade surveillance analyst in the United Kingdom before coming back stateside to run strategy and implementation of a global trade surveillance program at Morgan Stanley. So I joined Trillium Labs earlier this year as the Director of Product, and I'm so excited to talk to you more about Surveyor and our mission and how we are leveraging our diversity to disrupt the industry.
So maybe let's talk about Surveyor, because it is a relevant topic, right? Monitoring for market manipulation, right?
Yeah.
Which is what Surveyor does. So tell us about Surveyor.
Absolutely. So I could clearly talk about Surveyor all day. I certainly won't. But Surveyor is Trillium Labs' a RegTech SaaS product that is market and trade surveillance. It's our solution. So, our value proposition is to detect accurately and to display intuitively. So Surveyor can help compliance be more efficient and more valuable because we provide meaningful and reliant data to our user. Essentially, we think that with information comes insight, and with insight comes action. So we want to take our compliance users out of the drudgery of false positives and have them focus on meaningful tasks and add value to their organizations. We're really committed to reducing false positives and eventually eliminating them, which is a huge, pain point in our area. And one of the ways that we do that is that where our competitors are using the top of the order book, we use full depth of order book for our users to provide them with that meaningful information. And, we're really able to build such a robust tool because we're made up of a diverse team, a team who's hungry, a team who wants to take the industry by storm, whereas some of our competitors are resting on their laurels and resting on their names.
Okay, so let's talk about that. The theme of this conversation, 3 ways that diversity is disrupting fintech. It's why we're talking to you specifically. So let's maybe go into one of those ways. You have 3 ways, but start with the first one. What is the first way that, in your view, Trillium's view, that diversity is disrupting RegTech?
Yeah, even taking a step back. So we want to keep our markets efficient. And for us to keep our markets efficient, we need to keep our marketplaces safe. And for us to keep our marketplaces safe, we need to monitor for those markets. So the best way that organizations can monitor for the markets is by using a tool like Surveyor, who champions diversity. We're built up of a diverse team who has diverse skill sets and diverse thinking, and we're able to deploy solutions really quickly for that reason. One of the ways that we're able to use diversity in our favor is we actually want to change the narrative around compliance itself. So, historically, compliance has been seen as a way to save costs. And what I mean by that is that you're saving against regulatory and exchange fines and sanctions. And that's not what it's about nowadays. It's not about saving money. It's about setting your organization up for success now and in the future by making market gains in a way that is safe, in a way that is scalable, and in a way that is compliant. So that's what Trillium Labs is exactly trying to do. We're trying to meet you where you are by saying we're not here to save you money. We're actually here to make you money. And the way that we're making you money is allowing you to focus on the marketplace and allowing you to focus on your goals, and we'll take care of the trade monitoring for you. You can scale your business without worrying to for adding more people to your compliance division, because you'll have such a robust tool in place to monitor for the markets.
Let's go from 1 to 2 then. What is the second way, in addition to the makeup of your workforce, the second way that diversity is disrupting RegTech, which is
absolutely. And if we're going through all of them, why don't we, if you don't mind throwing up the slides on video?
I can do that.
All right. So another way that we're doing this is with intentional design. So we are intentionally designing a product with the compliance officer in mind. So you do not need an engineering degree to understand Surveyor. We're all in our inboxes far more than we care to admit. So we took that look and feel and we developed a tool that looks like an email inbox. When you when you select an exception, right in our value proposition to detect accurately and display intuitively is one of our hallmarks, to display information in a way that's going to be valuable to a compliance user. So you have natural language processing in those exceptions so that you have the full understanding of the trade flow right there at your fingertips. You're not going to have to go to different sources to reconstruct this trade. All of the information is going to be right there for you so that you're informed and you have the insight that you need to do to take action in your role. We normalize our customer data for them. We don't expect that of our customers. We take that off their plates so they don't need that intense level of technical expertise. We also train our users. So our users can be trained, how to efficiently use Surveyor within hours. So, front to back, you're looking at an onboarding of 2 weeks, whereas our competitors can take upwards of several months.
And just to hit on that for a second, who are your users?
Okay, so great question. We have upwards of or near 25 users. So we have prop trading houses, we have FCMs, we have anybody who's kind of willing to talk to us. We're willing to give a demo and get them onboarded.
Okay, and while we have the slide up here, let's just go to number 3.
Sure. So this one's near and dear to my heart. So, we deploy empathetic customer service. So I've been in our customers' shoes as a user of some of our competitors. So that means I've had the frustrating task of, having a ticket that I raised closed out without any rationale or resolution. I've had to get managers involved to get a simple answer because I need to get traction from a vendor. That's not what we're about at Trillium Labs. What we are about is we're about partnering with our customers and viewing our customers as partners. I just said we're trying to change the discourse around their function. We're trying to design a tool with them in mind. And the best way to do that is by listening to them. So we want to understand what works really well. We want to understand where there needs fine tuning. And we want to deploy solutions very quickly to address those. And we want to understand their roadmaps. We really want to scale with our customers and provide them the solutions that they need. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we all want to add value to our organizations and feel like a valuable member of this industry. And that's what Trillium Labs is trying to do. And it's simple. We pick up the phone. Some of our customers prefer to text, so we do that. We meet them where they stand.
Trillium Labs is, of course, a gigantic company with a lot of things going on. You're relatively new, as you mentioned. You joined the company in August. What did they tell you? What were you told in that whole process about what the focus on diversity would be?
That's a great question. And I have to say that one of the reasons that I was so excited to be given this opportunity, the opportunity to be a woman lead at such a robust, industry disrupting tool, is that I had the full encouragement and, guidance from senior management to build a diverse team, a team who's hungry and a team who wants to impact the industry in a really positive way. And so I think that that's really the crux of it, is that when you have a diverse team, you have a diverse skill set, you have a diverse, you have diverse thoughts, and you're able to really make meaningful solutions for our customers, and ultimately that's what we're here to do. We want to keep our marketplaces safe, allow our customers to be stewards of the market, and give them the tools that they need.
Yeah. I'm wondering, since you sort of came from one side, you came from the customer side, now you're running a product that you yourself would have used. I'm curious, like, what the biggest transition has been, or maybe not transition, but a sticking point, hurdle that you didn't foresee, that maybe now that you're on the other end, you can sympathize a little bit more.
Oh, that's a great question. So, I think that I'm in a really unique position because I'm serving who I used to be. Right. So that's been really positive, and that's been informing a lot of the direction that we're going in. I think that, one of the sticky points is really, just getting our customers on board with with a name that is growing. So, some of our competitors have been around for a long time, and that's been to their detriment, I think. Because we're diverse and because we want to keep innovating, we're able to build alongside markets and build alongside customers. So, luckily we are in a growth mode and we are getting our name out there more. And we're really here to say, that Trillium Labs is the industry solution for market and trade surveillance.
When you and I spoke last week, Melissa, you said, and I wrote this down, you said, we're coming for you. I wrote that down in quotes. We're coming for you. Who is you?
I think without naming names, it's our incumbents in the market and trade surveillance space. And when I see that, and thank you for quoting me on that live, but it really is that we want to adjust to the times as they are. We want to build for the industry as it stands and as it and as it evolves in the future. And that's what we're doing right now. So when I say that we're coming for you, I mean that we are going to build the industry leading tool and technology for market and trade surveillance.
Trade surveillance, monitoring for market manipulation, a very relevant topic, obviously this year. Mm-hmm. What do you say to like the retail side of the market, who maybe you don't necessarily deal with on any given day, but is very interested all of a sudden in like the inner workings and the plumbing of our capital market system here? What do you say to them about all of that?
So, I think the first thing I'll say is that I'm willing to have a conversation with anybody, if you want to talk further around this space. But, I think you're right. This isn't going anywhere, this type of behavior. And really, because we want to keep our marketplaces efficient, it's, responsibility for all industry participants to know what's going on and to, it's the bad apple versus bad barrel theory. We want to get the bad apples out of the playing field so that we could keep our marketplaces safe, especially as we're democratizing it to looking at things like crypto. Like we're having more and more interest in this space, more and more players. So let's keep it as safe and as efficient as possible for everyone involved.
And then with regards to Surveyor, because you're the product lead here, what is probably the most in demand, the most used feature, the thing you get asked about the most? Our customers love our tool. I really do think that with the full depth of order book, that is something that is incredibly appealing to our users. Like I said, they have robust information at their fingertips so that they can do the analysis that they need. I think in terms of the future, like I said, we have this diverse team who's looking to continue to innovate. So we're looking at the crypto space. We're looking to expand coverage further into EMEA and into APAC alongside with our customer roadmaps. And we're also actually looking outside of RegTech. So we're talking to organizations to say, okay, what are your needs? And so, for example, we're building a tool for traders where they can analyze their trading strategies to optimize them and inform them to better make market gains. You're referring to like entries and exits and knowing your order routing, right? And knowing
exactly. So using your trading signals exactly to inform how to best place yourself for those market gains that you're looking for.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know about the routing thing, but it's the underlying, it's everything, right? It is our markets, right?
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah. Melissa Watras, Director of Product for the Surveyor product at Trillium Labs. Melissa, a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today at the Benzinga Fintech Awards, and keep up the great work. And thank you for making diversity a focus, because we could all probably learn from that.
Absolutely. And I just want to end by saying that if you're an individual who is as committed to diversity and keeping the marketplaces as safe as we are, looking forward to talking to you and having you join our mission to detect accurately and display intuitively. Thank you so much, Spencer, and good luck to all the nominees today.
Thank you so much, Melissa.